15 love.
Yeah, I think what Barbara mentioned as far as getting into these long rallies, I think Vekic is going to be very, very well aware of having to, stay in some of these rallies a little bit longer. She understands Gauff's quickness and knows that she's going to get a lot of balls back in play. So she's going to have to find that balance of being aggressive and also being patient and when to pull the trigger.
14 love.
Well, she gets the right way, just enough power behind that forehand from Gauff to cause the error.
15.
I like already that Vekic is looking to maybe use a little variety, try and catch Coco off guard. There's Coco Gauff's family, Candy, her mother on the left, and her two younger brothers, Cody and Cameron.
Where's Corey?
I don't know. He kind of tends to wander a little bit. He gets nervous.
Yeah, they never sit together, really. He gets so nervous, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Must be confusing when the mail arrives in the Gauff household to see Gauff. Who's it addressed to?
See Gauff, yeah.
Which one? They're all first names starting with C.
14-13.
I like when Gauff on the forehand goes for a little bit more shape on the return. That's a great play. Just tries to get it deep to force the opponent to hit up on the ball and then attacks on the backhand. Well, it's looking like a comfortable hold. Up 40 love and now back to deuce.
Both players had an opening encounter win against Leila Fernandez. Similar scoreline, 6-3, 6-2 for Gauff, 6-3, 6-3 for Vekic. I can't read my own notes. Vekic lost, of course. Similar scoreline.
Well, the numbers are the same.
Wins the opening game. I do have an L next to that result, but can't read my own writing. Not a first. Thanks for you're on top of it, Jill. I was just poking it go.
Can't get confused. It was, speaking of the previous match against Fernandez, Gauff, this is where a lot of her backhands went. This is the placement. This is one of her strengths. That's definitely the area of Gauff that can create so many opportunities. She does mix it up quite a bit. You can see she uses a lot of the court, is able to utilize and spread the court, but most of her winners are coming on the cross court. That's the area that she's able to create a very good angle and get her opponents on the run. So when she's balanced, and lined up for that backhand. That's where she feels most comfortable.
So despite the previous result with Vekic getting the only win between the two players, win predictor strongly in favour of Coco Gauff, who's serving here. Difficult into the sun too.
Great rallying. Really interesting to see if Gauff sometimes occasionally will use that higher, heavier ball she's capable of more often, because Vekic does like that ball coming into her strike zone. She's not afraid of the pace either, likes redirecting. So it'll be interesting if Gauff uses some variety. I mentioned the loss that Vekic had against Fernandez. I do feel like she was a bit rusty. And it was her first match of the season, and you know, you always want some matches under your belt. It makes you feel more comfortable. So even though she lost, I already feel like she looks better. She looks a little bit more confident to start this match.
Yeah, I agree. She definitely looks better. I mean, she just arrived when she played against Fernandez. It was the first day, I believe. She only arrived a couple of days before, and that's obviously not enough. It's tough, yeah. Physically, you feel heavy-legged. You don't sleep that well, so she's looking better. They used to tell me when I used to be in a tour, each hour is a day.
I've heard that.
Have you heard that?
Yes, yeah. Each hour that there's a time difference.
Yeah.
It takes a day
That's
to
right.
adjust.
I used to find back in the day doing athletics, you could compete the next day, but then you needed to wait a week.
That's true. I agree with that. Because
You could go
the
straight
first
off the
day,
plane and
yes,
be ready to go.
That's true.
You could go okay, but otherwise,
yeah,
it took you a week to recover.
Oh, that's too good. It was actually a pretty good approach from Vekic. She's talking to the umpire about something, not quite sure, but I do like this approach, and I like that she's already looking to come forward into the net. But Gauff just able to get a good angle right at the feet.
And you can tell already by the way Vekic is playing, she's definitely targeting the forehand of Gauff a little bit more. We know that she can lose her rhythm there.
I think that's going to be a good serve against Vekic, using that body serve a little bit. She likes to hug that baseline, so if Gauff gets enough pace into the body, that could be a challenging return for Vekic.
The whole serve. We're a little removed from Coco Gauff's superstardom here in Australia, Jill, and highest paid female athlete in the world this year, according to Forbes. And tennis players dominate that list, but the off-court earnings rivaling the on-court in most cases, if not better. We get a taste of that during the Australian summer.
Right.
We'll see a lot of her with the various sponsors that are associated with the Australian Open, etc. But of course, her US Open win elevated her rapidly to the general consciousness of the US population. Lot to deal with at 20.
It's crazy. I felt like she dealt with it already at 15. There was so much attention on her at that age. Yeah, she's definitely one that supersedes the sport, right? You have the stars, of course, but you have the real superstars. And I think there was so much tension on her at 15 when she first played the Wimbledon, where she got to the 4th round and beat Venus. And I remember, asking people if we could get an interview with her. And I felt like they handled it very well. It was the United States Tennis Association as well as Gauff's family that were they kind of backed off. They did it in a very nice way, but they kind of didn't want to hype it up too much for her, because sometimes that can be a lot to handle and a little overwhelming. So I think they've done a good job from a young age for her to be able to progress and deal with that in a timely manner.
Making that transition from that age, from 15 to 20, so difficult.
Right.
In any case, in life generally,
That's true.
let alone in sport.
Yeah. And it is, I talked to the coach of Gauff, one of them who's here. There's, she added Matt Daly at the end of the year, but he's coming to Melbourne in a few days. But JC Farrell is with her, and he was saying she is really that grounded. The family's that grounded, very nice, respectful.
Fortunate there. Vekic not able to deal with the drive volley.
30-14.
Saves the first of the break points. Yeah, it's crucial, isn't it, to have some normal lifestyle around the craziness of sporting life. I've enjoyed coming down here for Christmas Day and, of course, New Year's Eve tonight. To strap themselves in, because the hotel that we're all staying at is where the fireworks are on. Introduced a midnight one, which I know you're looking forward to, Jill.
I am. We do have the perfect view, I have to say. Right on the water, near the bridge. Perfect place to be able to set up to watch. I'm very happy to have early fireworks. That's what I'm all about. 9 p.m.
Thank you, Bobo.
Third time to charm for Coco Gauff, and the third break point gets the break to lead 2-1 in this opening set.
Team USA leads against 1.
hard to see on the serve on that side. And like the first ball after. Yeah, so bright. It's like right there. Yeah, it started going flat.
Coco Gauff returned to the Team USA bench, talked about how difficult it was to see from that end. She threw it up and immediately lost the ball in the sunshine. So difficult.
And so the next ball was difficult too, because it does take a moment for your eyes to adjust. You lose that eyesight for just 1 or 2 seconds. So, and things happen fast with the way Vekic hits the ball. That ball's coming on back to her very quickly. Gauff just apologizing there because that forehand that hit the baseline was a miss hit. And so just had some different movement on the ball. Vekic actually handled it well, but couldn't get as aggressive as she would have liked. Well, exceptional control on that lob from Gauff. It wasn't the most effective drop shot, but Gauff relies on her speed so much that she doesn't panic. Even though Vekic had quite a bit of time on the drop shot, she just trusts her movement so much. That's a difficult shot to hit, that high backhand.
Consolidating the break with a service game to love. 3-1, Coco Gauff. We had a false start with Eva Maioli earlier, but Barbara Schett has dashed down into the Team Croatia team zone. Over to you, Barbara.
Yeah, this is perfect timing now. Eva, you have nothing better to do than talk to me. You're the coolest team captain, I have to say. You're wearing your sunnies.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm in Australia. Feels
you
good to wear the sunnies.
You're sun smart with your eyes as well. What do you think about Donna today? Obviously not an ideal start. She's down a break. What did you tell her to do today before the match?
Yeah, a little bit slow start from Donna. Tough conditions. Now the sun is right above her head, so not easy to surf from this side.
Your sunnies.
I know, I should. Yeah, a little bit slow start. We told her to be a little bit more aggressive and attack Coco's forehand a bit more. Yeah, trying to put a little bit extra pressure on the second serve. So let's see if she can do that later in the match.
So Donna obviously scored a win against Coco at the Olympics this year in Paris. Do you remember what she did well there against her? Was it attacking that forehand of Coco?
I think she was putting a lots of pressure on Coco's serves and definitely putting quite a lot of pressure on her forehand, and worked very well. She was serving well. But it's a new match, it's a new court. Donna definitely had the season of her career last year, playing well. Coco had a great end of the year last year with winning Beijing and also finals in Riyadh. So, I mean, it's the start of the year, first matches, everybody is just adjusting still.
Do you sometimes feel like you want to take a racket and go out there yourself?
And we're going to play in a few weeks, Babsi.
True, you are. I'm not invited to play the Legends.
Come on, you'll be somewhere there. Come on.
Thank you so much, Eva. Go back and focus now.
Thank you. Thanks, Babsi.
Excellent chat there. And Jill, I'm just thinking we could just leave and we could leave Barbara and Eva to
Yeah, I think they
complete
should.
the commentary duties for the rest of the match.
Do the
It's
commentary.
Very
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Good insight too, of course.
Yeah. She did make a good point, though. Completely different match here. I mean, obviously the Olympics was at Roland Garros. It was on the red clay. Vekic would have had a lot more time on the ball, I think, to be able to attack the forehand of Gauff. This court skids a little bit more. So if Gauff does get a look at a backhand, it's a little bit tougher to change direction with the pace if Vekic needs to try and target that forehand a little bit more. I do like the strategy of Gauff because she's used the drop shot a couple times. I mean, that's what worked so well against Vekic that Fernandez did. Leylah Fernandez used the drop shot exceptionally well and brought Vekic forward. Sometimes Gauff just trails the racket head on that forehand. Where she hits her forehand the best is where she commits to that extra acceleration through the ball. And that time she just slowed it up a bit. There's a look at J.C. Farrell, coach of Coco Gauff. Actually worked together a few years ago for a couple years and then had a little bit of break, but reunited in the last year and a half. Well, it's one thing to get to the drop shot, but it's another thing to be able to control that ball from such a low position. And Gauff does an exceptionally good job. It was the perfect shot to hit deep into the corner to push Vekic back. I was just motioning that she needs to go for a little higher trajectory on that ball. Most of the returns that she's missed on the forehand have been into the net, so it just needs to readjust, look for that high, heavier ball that she's capable of. That's one, much better. And because she had been missing, didn't try and go for the edges of the court either. Made sure she got that rhythm deep down the center of the court.
Net service.
So Gauff now in command in this opening set with the double break, leads 4-1.
USA leads 4 games to 1.
I'm too close on the second serve or too back?
The margins are so
stays
small,
low,
aren't
so
they?
it's hard for me to lift it.
I guess she didn't play a bad game then. And last point in particular, just a fraction long. All of a sudden, inside the half an hour, and Gauff's well and truly in command. Now the heat starts. You start to feel the heat when the scoreline's 1-4 a little more. Flushed in the face.
Her face is red, yeah. I mean, those ice towels are so good. But you can't wait till it's too late. You got to use them from the first changeover. But most players have been doing that. But it is a very hot day today.
She looks a bit distressed there, Vekic, and that's a very quick turnaround from being okay to a lot of perspiration was dripping from her during that service game, but some heavy breathing, and you can see the faces feeling it. 35 degrees. Need some fans there. Scoreline not on her side at the moment, Donna Vekic, and neither of the conditions, because she looks like she's feeling it there, and you can see the perspiration coming down the arm, and the ice is everywhere on the legs and around the neck. The face is flushed. Hot. Coco looks like she's back home in Delray Beach, where it's just a beautiful day and nice and hot and sunny and completely unfazed by the warmth.
Used to those conditions, training in the heat consistently in Florida.
It's more humidity there, though.
It is a little bit more, yes.
It's quite
yeah, definitely.
dry. I'm back, by the way.
Okay.
Welcome back.
We hear
Very
you.
nice interview.
Thank you.
You may not have heard us. Jill and I were happy for you and Eva just to continue on for the rest of the match.
Yeah, just keep going.
Well, easily we could have done that. If you need a break, let me know. I'll go and speak to her again.
All right. Thank you. See you later.
Left for service.
You got to have depth against Coco Gauff. That's one thing where Vekic is struggling a little bit. But I do feel that Vekic sometimes is preparing the point quite well, but then the execution is not there, really.
Still struggling with the sun on that side.
That's why Eva is wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly. I think Gauff wasn't quite ready for that return because I don't think she felt
sometimes
too happy with her serve. Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes you can't see, right? When
Yeah,
you look
after,
right
yeah.
into the sun, everything seems to be bright, too bright.
for service.
And when she starts changing her ball toss, it's not good on her serve.
There's the better depth throughout that rally from Vekic.
You talked about it with Eva, the sunglasses, but you rarely, if ever, very rarely see players wear sunglasses.
Yeah, not too many actually. I think there's a few doubles players probably. I remember Sam Stosur used to wear sunglasses, but it's a thing you have to be used to that as well. I wouldn't have liked to play with sunnies. Did you play with sunnies?
No, I didn't like it. It changes everything. It changes the color of the court. I don't know. I felt like it was distracting.
Yeah, same. My husband used to play with sunnies, by the way, in doubles, always protecting his eyes.
Interesting golf there. Felt like she needed to change direction there down the line. She was pretty off balance, but trying to avoid the Vekic backhand in that rally.
Back and drags the scoreline back to 2-4.
That's a great fight. I think Vekic needs to pay attention to that point too, because that high ball was what really set up the fact that she could just step into that forehand, and that's where she likes to dictate, when she has time inside the court. So maybe using that higher ball more often for Vekic could be a good play.
And she's so good dictating, isn't she, with the forehand, especially out of the middle. She can really spread the ball with so much power. Not many women playing faster than her.
Trying to serve a little stronger, hitting her spots better, placement of the serve.
15.
And that first shot after a good serve, her execution is just phenomenal, I think. You could wake her up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she'll do that with her eyes closed probably as well, while yawning.
It's a good weapon to have if there's an intruder, I would have thought. It's at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta have your racket right next to the bed though.
gets the break and then holds her own serve. So good fight back for Vekic here. Still trails the break. Gauff leads 4-3.
Team USA leads for games for 3. Watch, please.
The Ningaloo Reef area, home of some of the best hikes in Western Australia. Incredible scenery, coastline. A world of nature in this beautiful part of the world. Known, of course, for its reef. But a lot of the people enjoy the land-based activities there. Not wanting to deal with the whale sharks, which I've discovered, Jill, can't actually eat you, which is very good news.
Thank goodness, otherwise I wouldn't go in the water.
It's a bit disconcerting at the end of the court here when they the big whale shark travels across the screen. Looks like it's about to consume the ball kids. Passionate fans, the Croatians, and always like the water polo cap. If you're going to get dressed up, you wear the soccer shirt with the water polo cap and the sunglasses and the sweatband. That's got just about everything.
Time.
He looks very happy.
Yeah. It's a good little 10 minutes for Donna Vekic. Gauff still with the break, serving at 4-3. New balls.
Sometimes when Gauff on that forehand wing, when she has time, that's when she struggles the most, doesn't she? When she has time to think, what am I going to do? Where am I going to play it? Definitely targeting that wing now, Vekic.
Well, it's interesting if you think of their game styles and their strengths. Vekic is obviously targeting the forehand consistently, but she has the weapons to be able to do that. She's very aggressive on the forehand and can hit that corner, but she also has a nice backhand down the line and feels comfortable hitting that shot to continue targeting the Gauff forehand.
Just caught the line, I think.
She knows she was lucky there. Sometimes those easy ones are the hardest ones to play because you just lose focus a little bit and then things can go wrong.
Good service game. it was such a short reply that Gauff did a good job of actually hitting through that ball and just charging the net. I think she thought the pressure of sprinting forward was going to be enough, but just didn't get the approach shot away from the center of the court too much.
It's also interesting that she took that with the backhand out of the
Yeah,
middle.
she's going to, yeah.
So Gauff, after dropping her previous service game, holds here, extends the lead to 5-3.
Team USA leads 5 games to 3.
I mean, it's interesting that the return, I mean, again, trying so hard to get it to the forehand. I mean, I think it is a good play. That's the strategy that she needs, but sometimes you got to pick and choose when to do that. But that's how much she feels under pressure, I think, when you go to the Gauff backhand. It's such a world-class shot.
Low.
A little bit too last-minute decision there from Vekic.
15-9.
That's what Donna Vekic likes. You mentioned it, Jill, before. Just when she gets that ball hip height, that's where she feels most comfortable. And that was a powerful rally from both players.
I like that return. Using a little bit more angle to stretch Vekic way off court. Just feels so under pressure to have to do something with the shot because the whole court is open.
Hard to maintain that power, but you kind of feel that when it's a slugfest, Vekic has got the advantage. Powerful ball.
Deuce.
Temperature up to 35 degrees outside. It'd be warmer than that on court. Much.
A little bit more rotation on the forehand overall from Gauff than Vekic. Vekic likes to hit just overall a little bit more flatter ball on both wings. Wow, that was excellent. From so deep in the court.
Advantage Team Croatia.
Just a great example of understanding the length of the court. That one just landed right inside the baseline, but to find the corner on that, that's just so well executed.
Team Croatia.
Not easy, but a good service hold for Vekic. And force Gauff to serve this opening set.
Team USA leads 5-4.
Uzimie od majice.
Looks like a boxer in the sit down in between rounds, Vekic, trying to just get as much fluid, food, cool down a half a degree if possible. Spent. Final day of 2024 in Perth, a scorcher, and Donna Vekic is feeling every part of the 35 degrees we've got at the moment, taking everything that she can in the sit down to cool the body temperature down. Coco looks like she's playing in a completely different condition.
I know she does. She looks so fresh.
Is it different where she is, Barbara? Is it 15 degrees cooler where Coco's operating?
Exactly. It's 50 degrees on the side where Donna Vekic is playing at about 30. But, you know, everybody deals with the heat differently. Some people are just not made for hot weather. And I talked to Donna actually the other day about how she was feeling physically against Leylah Fernandez if it was hot and it wasn't such a hot day. She said, no, she was fine. She just gets a really red face whenever she plays.
Let's see.
Great defense from Gauff there.
15 love.
Well, great strength as well with that left hand, just to be able to get enough pace and keep it low to make it a difficult shot for Vekic.
Nice coverage there from Vekic. Noticed that drop shot immediately. And then what I'm more impressed is was that volley at the end, how close she moved to the net. Have a look at that.
How quickly she got over there to cover that. I was surprised Gauff didn't go for the lob, actually. She would have seen Vekic pretty close to the net.
30-15.
Sasha Bayan now working with Donna Vekic. Really very early, only in the last 3 weeks they just started.
Let for service.
I love how Donna Vekic just sticks to that game plan, just trying to dictate as many points as possible. I mean, that is her game style. And she's certainly not giving up. This is a good comeback in this game.
Just great hustle from Gauff and just
Advantage Team USA.
doing a good job of using those low balls just to set up the perfect put away on the backhand. Oh, wow.
That is such a difficult return to hit.
Yes.
Off a first serve, backhand down the line.
Yes.
And she has played it like she hasn't done anything else before. Look at that. Stability. At the depth, the power, the speed. 113 kilometers an hour. That's fast.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Vekic, that ball clipping the net and just popping up there for Gauff. Chose the perfect shot here too, just noticing Vekic having to move forward, expecting the drop shot. So good choice going with some depth.
Tight, but in the end, Coco Gauff prevails to take the opening set 6-4, just under the hour, 55 minutes for Team USA. which in some ways goes to show the depth in the women's games. Sabalenka was unfortunate. She missed Wimbledon, of course, with injury, but Svitolina and Paolini, Navarro, 3 of the 4, through to the 4th round and beyond. Gauff was the only one to make it to that stage in all 4 of the Grand Slams. I think you'd prefer 1 Grand Slam win, though, wouldn't you, than 4th round and beyond?
I would.
In a year?
I definitely
Barbara, which...
Oh, yeah, I'd take it all day. Definitely. But the good thing with Coco Gauff, even if she has not such a great day, you know, with her tennis, she can always rely on her physicality. And that is outstanding, the way she covers the court, the way she moves. She's such an amazing athlete.
15-13.
You bring up a good point, Barbara, because that's something that Coco has mentioned quite a bit, because that U.S. Open title that she did win, she actually didn't feel like she played her best tennis. And I always found it really impressive for someone so young to be able to embrace that perspective or have that understanding that you aren't going to be 100% every day.
Especially in tennis when there's so much competition every week.
Has Vekic under pressure here too in the opening service game. And gets the break, so fast start after taking the first set. Coco Gauff breaks to lead 1-love.
Second set.
And that's another hallmark, isn't it? When you get to the front, you put the foot down, and now Vekic under enormous pressure. Conditions starting to build.
Not the best opening game there from Vekic. Actually, a few pretty loose errors. I thought she was going to come out a little bit stronger than that, knowing that she was so close to evening out that first set. Maybe just lost a little bit of focus.
Well, she constantly has to play on a high level, doesn't she? And I have to say, especially in that first set, Coco Gauff, she just won the big points, the most important ones at the end. She did have that comfortable break, but it was tight at the end. Yeah, I've seen that right away. Again, I'm just sitting right there courtside, and I can see that ball toss. Too low, too far out front. Borna George had problems with it today as well.
The human mind and body is a weird thing, isn't it? The ball toss is the one thing in tennis that's static, doesn't change.
That you
it's
can
a close
control.
skill, correct.
Yeah.
There's just you and the ball.
Yep.
But it's incredible how often sometimes it won't go where you want it to go.
Well, it's amazing how often you practice it, but yet it can still be not consistent sometimes.
But you can always let it bounce. If you notice,
True.
okay, that's not right, just don't go along with it. The first thing is to notice it, I think. And there is that ball toss from Coco Gauff. You can see it's pretty much out front.
Yeah.
That was probably high enough. I think it could be higher.
My colleague Wally Masur, if he was here now, would say to you, if it leaves the hand, it's in play. And I agree.
People have argued for that rule to be put into place. You have to hit
You have
whatever.
to
Yeah,
do whatever you can.
toss.
As soon as it leaves your hand, it's in play.
I think the argument for that was to speed up the game a little bit, but I don't think it would speed it up that much. Why does Wally want to put that into play?
If you're having a bad day, you have too many opportunities to have a free pass, I think.
He's never had problems with his ball toss, obviously, Wally.
Wow, that's too good.
That's another game for Coco Gauff. Yeah, it's easy to say as someone who's not and has never been a professional tennis player, but
I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It never bothered me if you have to catch the toss and restart and start all over again.
as long as Pat Rafter's style. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Fast start to this second set.
I feel like Vekic needed that point. Actually, just a nice shorter return just to get her rhythm back. She's been pressing a little bit in the start of the second set. I do like the fact that Gauff went for the forehand cross there. She's been determined to hit that forehand down the line consistently. She's been missing that one in the net. So I like that. You have a little bit more room to go on the cross and was going for such good depth. So I felt like that was a pretty good choice from Gauff, even though she missed it.
Keeps on coming to the forehand of Coco Gauff, the ball. I agree, this is a very important hold for Vekic. Big difference if you're trailing 2-1 or 3-love. It's a long way back.
she does hold. Still down the break. Team USA 2-1, second set.
Team USA leads 2 games to 1.
Just joining us, Team USA looking for a spot in the quarterfinals where Team China await. That'll be tomorrow here in Perth. Taylor Fritz getting Team USA off to a winning start. Straight set, 6-3, 6-2 win over Lorna Chorich. Coco Gauff taking the opening set here, 6-4. It's up a break with the first service game of this second set. Warm day in Perth, 35 degrees. Temperature still rising. 1:15 local time.
Very low. Low.
It's one of the easiest service games we've seen from Coco Gauff.
Team USA leads 3 games to 1.
Dashed into the Team USA zone with Desiree Kravchuk. Be pretty happy with the proceedings at the minute.
Desiree, how are you enjoying this encounter here? I think Coco's doing quite well, isn't she?
Yeah, she's playing really well. She's really taking the lead right now, and she's serving really well, hitting her spots really well, and yeah, it's been a good match.
What impresses you the most when you watch her out there? Is it her physicality, or what is it?
Yeah, it's her strength and her power, and she moves very well. Like, I mean, they've been having a lot of long points and moving side to side. She's just a really athletic player and really fun to watch from the sidelines.
Desiree, how have you been enjoying yourself so far during this United Cup? Have you had fun?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've had good camaraderie, and we've been able to spend a lot of time together doing our escape rooms, the traditional escape rooms every year. So it's been really fun.
It's the last day of the year. Any New Year resolutions for you?
I don't
Off
know.
the court, maybe not on the court. Have you thought about that?
No, just enjoying it and just going out there. It's a new year coming up, so my 9th year on tour, and just really still loving to play and being part of Team USA.
We're hoping to see you here competing as well. Is there a chance you're playing the mixed?
I don't know. I mean, I think we'll see how it goes today, and then. But I think Coco and Taylor will play, so I back them up.
I'll keep enjoying your time here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Love 13.
We heard about that escape room tradition and the fact that they'd never ever escaped until Coco's arrived for her first United Cup, and then all of a sudden they're out.
They didn't get out one time though. I think they got out once, but then they didn't get out the other time.
Right.
But she said it was she was claiming it wasn't her fault.
Okay. Threw Taylor under the bus, I think. Didn't know how to work a lock. It was an interesting choice for Gauff because she's won the last 2 Auckland titles, so didn't go back there this year. That tournament now underway, so obviously not defending, and sometimes creatures of habit, but a change up for Gauff this year. Yeah,
I think she wanted to definitely mix it up. She misses going to Auckland. She loves that tournament, but after experiencing the Olympics, and she mentioned, you know, every tournament on the calendar year, almost everyone is individual and you're out there on your own. So she liked that team atmosphere. So wanted to incorporate it in the new season. And she heard about the escape room situation. And she heard about the escape room. Held that forehand nicely. Just long enough. Vekic forced to have to make a guess. Well done from Gauff. Well, that was not the way that Donna Vekic wanted to lose that game, that's for sure. She's fought so hard, but now really up against it. 2 breaks, 4-1, Team USA.
Great job. Awesome service game.
So good.
Really good. Great play.
Thanks.
Definitely feel the pressure.
Right, it was interesting hearing there from Desiree about the movement of Coco Gauff. The thing that I'm really impressed with watching her from behind her when she's at this end of the court is how quickly she gets back into position. She's playing the shot, but her body's into that shot, but moving back to the center of the court in the same motion, which is extraordinary, really. She's so fast.
She is so fast, and that's a tricky part in tennis because you constantly have to change direction, and she does it so well. She's very balanced. And once again, I think she's a phenomenal athlete. I would risk to say that she's even a better athlete out there than Serena Williams was at her peak, the way she's moving around. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a big call. You were just talking about Coco Gauff's movement, and we heard from Barbara saying that she thinks that at her prime she's even better than Serena, which is a big statement. But it's just so impressive how quickly she moves back for the next shot. It's getting to the one that's there and now is one thing, but to move back into position, it's very impressive. It's an area of movement that a lot of players work on, actually, because a lot of players can be quick side to side and even forward and backward, but it's about being able to stop abruptly and hit your brakes hard to be able to get back, and that's a whole different kind of training that you have to work on. And yeah, Gauff's very good at it. Very strong core as well. So stable on that side-to-side movement. And a lot of stability comes from being very low with your legs as well. That's where also it's important to be that low gravity so you can get back into the court quickly. That's a brilliantly executed drop shot.
Yeah, every drop shot is more effective when the opponent is not in position, that's for sure. And this time, have a look at Coco Gauff. She's not in the picture anymore now, but she was just moving backwards. And then it's a long way to get there, even for her. As we've just talking about how quick she was, she doesn't get there.
Well, she's still quick, but that was a deft touch from Vekic.
That's such a heavy ball. Those two back-to-back down the line backhands in a row. Previous couple points.
I'm almost more impressed with that forehand slice at the beginning of the rally. She was clearly in the defense and then turned into offense at that point.
Serving a lot better in this second set. That first serve percentage has increased,
14-13.
which is allowing her to dictate quite a few of these points.
It's a good fight back from Gauff, trailing at love 30 to take the game and lead 5-1 now inside of the finish line for Team USA, a spot in the quarterfinals.
Team USA leads 5-1.
New balls on their way.
That's a great pickup from Vekic. It was a very good return from Gauff.
I just lifted her upper body here. And look at that extreme grip once again. It happens every now and then that you frame a ball. The timing has to be exact.
4-11. Team Croatia.
Vekic holds and stays alive for the time being. Gauff leading 5-2. Now it's a warm day in Perth today at 35 degrees, which means it would be 45 at the Pinnacles, which is 570 kilometres north of Perth. Sandstone National Park formations, Numbung National Park, 160 kilometres. It's near the coast, 30,000 years ago. Spectacular area for photography. Often see photo shoots there late at night, early morning. Spectacular. Not sure if RAC Arena is designed based on the Pinnacles. Don't think so. The relaxed demeanour of Coco Gauff's hardly changed throughout this match. Blisteringly hot conditions don't seem to be affecting her at all. It's been well in command here. You're on the precipice of the spot in the quarterfinals. Team China will await. Germany and Kazakhstan confirmed in the other quarterfinal here. The winners of those two encounters heading to Sydney. Italy have got their way through to the quarterfinal. The rest of the spots still to be determined. Vekic's racing out, doing her best to convince Gauff that she's still feeling $1 million. Needs to produce something out of the hat here to continue. Coco Gauff ends the year in winning fashion and sends Team USA through to the quarterfinals here at the United Cup. Dominant display, 6-4, 6-2. Too good, I think, is the way they describe that in tennis parlance.
Yeah, it was exceptional. Actually, the first set was really close, and I felt like Donna was going to make a little bit of a push in that second set. I think she just lost a little bit of energy, but Coco Gauff also lifted her level in that second set. She got better, got a little bit more aggressive. Her serve got better in that